In a previous tutorial we looked at how to set up a simple concatenate function where we took data from two columns and joined it together. Now we're going to look at using it in a little bit more of an advanced way. So we're going to put in a sentence and take data and fit it within that sentence. So if we have a look here, we've got the formula. It looks a little bit confusing, but once you know what you're doing, it actually is quite straightforward. So we start off with an equals, and you need to type concatenate. Make sure you spell it correctly. Open some brackets. Now the first part is the test score 4. Now that's a piece of text, and Excel doesn't particularly like working with text, it likes working with numbers. So we have to put text into speech marks so that it knows what to do with it. So open some speech marks and type in the test score 4, and then we close the speech marks. Now we want a space between the 4 and Sally Smith. So we need to put a comma so that this section is separated. We put a speech mark, space, speech mark and comma, so that separates the space there. Then we want to put in Sally, so we'll click into Sally. We don't need speech marks for that. Put a comma because we're separating that, and we now need a space between Sally and Smith, so speech mark, space, speech mark and a comma, separate that a little bit. Next thing we want is Smith, so we'll click into Smith and we'll put a comma to separate that. Then we want a space between Smith and was, so speech mark, space, speech mark, comma. Then we need to put was, and because that's text we need to put it within speech marks, so was, speech mark, comma. And then we need a space between the was and the 65, so speech mark, space, speech mark, comma, and then we're going to pick up the 65. Now we've finished, we'll close the bracket. So we've got concatenate, the test score 4 in speech marks, space, Sally, space, Smith, space, was in speech marks, space, 65. Press enter and you can see it's copied that above, and then we can just replicate this down and it will automatically pick up the data from these others. So we've got the test score for Jamie Jones was 76, for Emma Brown was 61. Okay, so have a play with concatenate. If you don't get a space where you want one, just go back and put a comma, speech marks, comma in.